We're doing 8.4b. So with rational expressions, we have simplified them by reducing. We've multiplied them by slashing away. And today we're going to divide them. Divide rational expressions. That's what they're called. Rational expressions. You all right?
No.
All right. Rational expressions. What are expressions? Expressions. Oopsie woos. There you go. Expressions. You guys, do you know how to divide fractions? I was just helping my 5th grader divide fractions. Yeah, exactly. So if you're dividing 2/5 by 3/10, for example.
You would flip it?
Yes.
Cross out?
Yes. Okay. So what you do, shh, ladies. What you do is instead of dividing is the same thing as multiplying by a reciprocal. You would flip the right one, not the wrong one. Get it? Flip the one on the right. That's the one on the right. Flip the right one, not the wrong one. And then what you would get is you would do 2 times 10 is 20, 5 times 3 is 15, and then reduce that, and that would be 4/3. That's how you divide fractions. Instead of dividing, you flip it, the one on the right, and then you multiply. So if I asked you, what's 30 divided by a half? Do you really want to do 30 divided by a half? You could ask your friends, hey friend, what's 30 divided by a half? Most of them will tell you 15. No, what this is asking is how many halves are in 30?
A lot.
60 of them to be exact. It's the same thing as doing 30 times 2. It is. Dividing by a number is the same thing as multiplying by its reciprocal. Okay? So we're going to do this in, not a 5th grade way. We're going to do this in an Algebra 2 type of way. Are you checking? Are they ready? The drugs?
I don't appreciate that.
Number 1, yeah?
You forgot to write the little A.
Oh, there's no A's or B's or anything. It's just going to be examples today.
That's it?
Yeah, that's pretty easy. Okay, so here we go. X squared plus 2x minus 15 over x squared minus 16. We're going to take that rational expression and we're going to divide it by x plus 5 over 3x minus 12. All right. No, you don't have to write them out.
You just start with multiplying by.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be like you have a problem like this in your book and you look at it. You don't have to write the problem down, but you do need to show your work in that you're going to factor. Okay? So we're going to take this first fraction here and we're going to factor it. Okay? Are you pretty good at factoring? You're pretty good? What times what's negative 15 adds up to 2? Good. Positive 5 and negative 3. Very good. Nice and fast. Okay? What about this one? This is the difference of 2 perfect squares. Good, and you're getting really used to those, huh? So x plus 4 and x minus 4. Now, let's go over here and be careful. We're going to change this to a multiplication problem. And we're going to flip this one. And what we're going to do is we're going to flip and factor at the same time. Can you do both? Flip and factor. So flip it. And up top, I have 3x minus 12. I'm going to factor out a 3. So factor out a 3, giving you x minus 4. And on the bottom is just simply x plus 5. Okay, stop right there. And we have to state the restrictions again. They love that.
I saw that.
Ooh!
Oh my God.
Genesis was
Okay.
At least you with a bunch of people on that by yourself.
Okay.
I did not write
Shh. All right. It's a little bit thunder. We're okay. We'll be all right.
Make me jump, though.
Okay, tell me what x cannot be. Tell me what x cannot be.
4.
Negative 4, positive 4, negative 5. It also can't be what this was either, because this at one time was in the denominator. So when you're dividing, it can't be any of the denominators of the first expression or any of the zeros of the second one at all of them. But they're there. Okay, so now let's go ahead and start slashing away. Are you ready? This is the best part. Do you see any matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, x plus 5 and an x plus 5. Oh, you saw a different one? What'd you see? X minus 4 and x minus 4. Is that it?
Wait, but it's distributed. So.
No, it's all factors. We're all in factors, so we can go ahead and reduce.
All we do
Yep.
is factors.
So now let's go ahead and write our answer out. On the top, I'm left with the factors of 3 and x minus 3. So I'm going to write that as 3 times x minus 3. Okay. On the bottom, what am I left with? An x plus 4. And that's it. Don't start slashing anymore. We already slashed all we could. We're done. So that's your answer. Drugs are ready. And these are your answers, or your restrictions. All right, number 2. Let's do it. See? See how this is just like what you did yesterday? Yeah. Okay, number 2. We have x squared plus 10x plus 16 over x squared minus 6x minus 16. And we're going to divide that by x plus 8 over x squared minus 64. I'm going to let you try this one, okay? Write it down on your paper and try it. All right, here we go. Are you?
Yes.
I'm going to factor the numerator, factor the denominator,
Stop playing.
and I'm going to flip and factor. Okay, here we go. What times what? 16 adds up to 10. 8 and 2.
Yes.
Okay, what times what's negative 16 adds up to negative 6. Negative 8 and 2. Nice. We're going to flip this, and the x plus 8 will go in the denominator. And then this is the difference of 2 squares. X plus 8, x minus 8. Oops, okay. Now, before I slash, I'm going to say what x can't be. X can't be 8, negative 2, or negative 8.
Wait, why is it negative?
Right here. So this one, this one, this one, and also this one, but those are already there. Okay. All right, now let's slash. What's that?
You did that before you saw it?
I do, just so I can see them, but you don't have to. You can do them after. Okay, so what do we got? We've got an x plus 8 and an x plus 8, an x plus 2 and an x plus 2, an x minus 8 and an x minus 8, and I'm left with x plus 8. Anybody get that? Woo! Nice. Okay, number 3. Let's try this one. Y squared minus 49. Do you hate it when they change the variable on you? And then y minus 7 squared divided by 5y plus 35 over y squared minus 7y. Okay, write that down. I'll let you catch up a minute, and then I'll do this one with you, okay? So let's go ahead and start that first fraction. Let's go ahead and factor the numerator. I'm going to factor the numerator, difference of 2 perfect squares. So it would be y plus 7 and y minus 7. Now, for the denominator, a lot of people don't like that squared there. It kind of confuses them. You could just write it twice. Exactly. I think that helps a lot of times when you see it all out like that. Now, don't forget with division, you have to flip and multiply. Okay, not the multiplication problems. Those you don't flip, you just multiply. But with the division, you're going to flip it. So let's factor as we flip. Are you okay with that? So I'm looking at the denominator here, and I need to factor out a y. So I factor a y out from these two terms, and I'm left with y minus 7. And then the numerator, which is now going to be in the denominator, I can factor out a what? 5. Bless you. Factor out a 5. So funny. Okay. Shh. Now, restrictions really quickly. Restrictions. Y cannot be 7 or negative 7 or one more thing. No, 0. See, because this right here, this y, it was in the denominator at one point. And if I plug in 0 right here, that would make that whole thing 0. So that's kind of a trickier one. All right, let's go ahead and slash. Here we go. I've got a y plus 7 and a y plus 7. And a y minus 7 and a y minus 7. And then another y minus 7 and y minus 7. Remember, you're always going with pairs, top and bottom. And then you end up with simply y over 5.
Wi-Fi.
Wi-Fi. Haha, cute. All right, do you feel pretty confident? Do you need any more? I only did 3, but if you got yesterday's multiplication stuff, division's just flipping and multiplying, so it's the same thing. We're good?